Hello guys, this is Avcoor, and this is the video I promised about Neverland. Never, Promised Land. I'm sorry, Promised Land. I'm on vacation. My head's a bit fuzzy. Sorry. Okay, let's get into it. So the reason why I really never did the video is because I was so far ahead in building Promised Land that it seemed kind of productive for me to actually talk about it. But Promised Land is a big part of this game. And to understand why it's a big part, you got to understand the benefits of Promised Land. So let's go into some of the benefits. Like, this is a building style part of the game. And one of the biggest benefits is this. This is where you can increase your character stats and damage output. So your goal, honestly, is really to get to this point. Like, it's one of the main goals that you are trying to achieve. And this is in-game stuff. It's really important for you to get, but it's in-game. It makes the in-game a lot easier. But in order for you to progress to that point, there's some tips that I'm going to show you. First of all, you want to build this whenever you can. This actually lowers the cost of your resources and increases the speed of your production. So every time you boost up your citadel, you automatically improve the overall performance of your Promised Land. So this is always a priority for you to build. So never forget that this is one of your priority buildings. Another priority building is this for the mercenary journey, the mercenary trips. Like with me, since I played this game a lot, I knew that I needed to dump all my resources into building this. And there's a reason for that. This is one of the most important buildings that you will ever build because it gives you access to the traveling, getting reward type part of the game that everyone gets to experience in mobile games. But the rewards are really nice. The most important reward that you'll get are frags for your hero. So, as you can see, I'm sharding up Richard. So this is one of the most important aspects that you benefit from the mercenary journey. You get to basically rank up your character for free. But the problem with this is it's only for 3 characters. So in another video, I'll talk about what characters you should prioritize when building your account and using this. Because it's extremely important that you pick the right characters. Like for me, this is like a secondary account. So I just pick characters that I usually wouldn't pick. But yet still, I will always pick Charlotte. So if you have Charlotte, you must build her because she makes this game so easy. So that's why I have Charlotte there. But there's other things that you can get. Like, you can get stuff for your equipment. And this is like in-game stuff right here. This is where you get stuff for your academy that we'll talk about later. Like the academy materials are super important. So that's why you want to build this as fast and as soon as possible. You can already tell that I'm about to max this out in about 3 hours. This will be max, so I have four slots in order to send like units out, and that's going to help your account a lot. So another thing that I stress to you guys, this, and this should be a priority for you. There's things that you can build, but like in all building games, whether it's Kingdom Clash or War of Titans, you want to build your resources as fast and as soon as possible, because the more resources you have, the easier it is for you to build whatever you want to build. Like even at this account, this early stage in the game, I'm already hitting 20 on wood and stone and crystal. This is extremely important, but it requires a lot more resources, but this is the in-game resource that you need to build. So when I talk about this storage thing is super important. This is super important for late game. And you want to build it as you're building your resource pots. Because once you start to build higher and more advanced technology in your promised land, you're just going to need more resources to store. Because you have to do it all in one swoop. It's not like other games where you can store something somewhere else. You have to store it all in storage. So people look past storage, but it is something that you must build. It is a must build. You can't look past it. It is a must build. If you're going to gain access to all these stat bonuses down here, this, and this is the foundation for that. Without these like specific buildings, you're not gonna progress at all, period. So the music is whatever. This is important. We'll talk about that. This is also important. And this is important as well. So, and this is important. But let's talk about Academy first. Because where is it at? Academy. So Academy is where it's something that you have to rush to build. That's why when you get here, you actually want to push your Citadel to 6 as fast as possible. Because Academy is where you build the stats of your units. This is where you increase your overall stats. Like mine is like premature because I haven't been working at it. But you're going to see me in the next couple of weeks actually really seriously grind this out for my secondary account. You're gonna need it in order to progress to a higher level gameplay. So let's talk about this. This is this is it. This is important as this is where you farm equipment shards. The most important thing you can get here is this. These help you unlock like your equipment. So they're a real huge priority. Excuse me. But it's more of a priority for late game than mid game. Mid game, not so much. Late game, very much. So this is a late game building. So this is actually a very important building as well. This is where you grind out equipment and stuff. Each level you'll unlock like these. It works in conjunction with your sell store where once you get these, you need this unlocked so you can actually use them. So this is for breaking down equipment and building equipment. So this is actually a priority. And to be honest, you can actually just like leave it alone at 2 or 3 until you like get access to more resources. But the reason you want to build this is so you can build this, because this allows you to build 3 things at once as opposed to 2. So this is a must get. Music is, you only need it once and it's not that important. This is your, let's see, number 4. This is where you build your resources. This is the place where you specifically target resources in order to build. It all depends on what you need, but at the beginning, I advise that you build your rubies because rubies are so hard to come by that you really want to build them as fast and as soon as possible. That's what I always do, but there are times where you want to specifically target a resource that you want to build, and it depends on where you're at in your buildings. But let's go back one second because I forgot to talk about this. This is where you assign people in order to speed up your building process. I actually have to go through this. I have a better assortment on my main account. I just didn't bother with my secondary account yet because it hasn't become a priority for me. But if you're just playing the game, it is a priority for you because this actually increases the production of certain resources. And if you want to, you can go to Archeland Game Key and they tell you which units are good for which product. So keep that in mind. So this is actually important as well. For some reason, I always build this fast. This is where you actually sell items in order to get stuff. This is the most important item that you can get right here because these coins you cannot farm anywhere else. Another important item that you produce is dust for your runes. The gold is important too, but these things are harder and rarer to find. And once again, you can actually set people to tasks in order to improve the production and sale of certain items. I haven't done that yet since this is not my main account. But if this is your main account, this is something you need to focus on. So, okay, so Still of the Gods I have not unlocked yet. Still of the Gods is actually late game. That's where you actually increase your stats even further and get specific buffs. Like I said, if you're just starting your account, Still of the Gods is not as important, but at end game it is. I built like Still of the Gods really at the end. I didn't like prioritize it till the end, and I was fine. I cleared a lot of content until I needed it. This is super important. At this point, when you get to this point, you actually want to stop what you're doing and you want to max these out. You want to take some time in the game, slow down everything and max these out because you get different bonuses at different levels. Like your damage output increases, your resistance increases, and the damage you do with skills increases. So this is something you really want to invest in and you want to focus on it. It's a long process, but it's worth it because it's hard to generate stats in this game. So this is a place where you can increase your stats and you're going to have to take the time in order to do it. This is Garden. I find Garden to be pretty useless to me as I rarely use it. Even on my main account, I don't do anything with it. So I think it's pretty useless. This is really good because it speeds up everything. So this is super important because it makes quality of life easier. This is actually another important thing for endgame as you increase your overall stamina in order to do missions and so forth. This actually reduces the time that it takes for you to come back from your mercenary missions. This actually increases your sweeps, which is important. And this actually gives you an extra clock, which I find to be important as well. So the key takeaways from this is build your resource generation stations. Max this out, 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 and max this out. And once you get this done, you're pretty much set to go. It's how you want to build your promised land, what you want out of it. But I've told you everything that it does and what it's supposed to do. There's a lot going on here, and I wish they would improve this part of the game. And I really think it's sad that they didn't take it as far as it could have went. But if you like my content, hit the like, share, subscribe button. I'll get back to you. Have a great day, and goodbye.